Imagine diving into an ocean where everything that moves could eat you whole, where shadows glide beneath you darker than night, and the water itself feels alive, like it's watching. Welcome to the most dangerous oceans in Earth's history. Before sharks ruled, before whales even existed, these waters belonged to monsters. Creatures so massive, so unstoppable that being anything smaller meant being lunch. And today we're uncovering why Earth's ancient seas produced giants. Predators so big they make great whites look like bait fish. Picture this. You're swimming through crystal blue water. It's calm, silent, peaceful. Then the light vanishes. A shadow passes overhead. Huge, slow, and impossible. You look up and see a shape stretching longer than a school bus. Its shell gleams like polished stone. Its tentacles twist through the deep like coiling snakes. This wasn't fantasy. This was real life, 470 million years ago. Meet the orthocones and their king, Endocaras. Now imagine an octopus stuffed into a 20-foot traffic cone, powered by jet propulsion, armed with a dozen crushing tentacles. That was Endocaras. And in its world, it didn't need to be fast. It just needed to be big enough that nothing else could touch it. See, the Ordovician seas were a different world. Quiet, slow, almost alien. There were no sleek sharks yet, no snapping jaws, no lightning-fast predators. Everything moved in slow motion. In that kind of world, size was the ultimate weapon. Endocaras ruled not through speed but through scale. Nothing hunted it, except maybe another Endocaras. So began one of evolution's first arms races. But it wasn't predators versus prey. It was giant versus giant. Each generation grew a little larger, a little thicker, a little harder to kill. And as they grew, the ocean began to fill with shadows the size of buses. Gigantism wasn't just possible, but it was profitable. Food was everywhere. Small fish, trilobites, soft-bodied invertebrates. It was an all-you-can-eat buffet for anything big enough to reach. But here's the twist. That same size became their doom. As time passed, faster predators evolved. Agile hunters with jaws built for precision. Early sharks entered the scene, slicing through the water like living torpedoes. Suddenly, the ancient cone monsters were too big, too heavy, and too slow. Their design, once perfect, turned into an anchor. And one by one, the traffic cone titans vanished into extinction. But the ocean wasn't done making monsters. When the orthocones fell, something far more terrifying took their place. Scorpions. Underwater scorpions. Eurypterids. Imagine an 8-foot armored tank with claws sharp enough to crack bone. The biggest of them, Jacalopterus cotidid, could crush prey the size of your leg. These weren't bugs, they were walking nightmares. And they didn't grow big because the air was rich in oxygen. That came later. They grew big because the oceans had become a war zone. Everything was eating everything. And in that chaos, only size could guarantee survival. By the Devonian period, the seas had transformed again, this time into an underwater battlefield of armor and teeth. Enter the placoderms, ascurst, the first true armored fish. Think of them as medieval knights with fins covered in solid bone plating, their jaws reinforced like steel traps. But evolution doesn't stop at armor. When prey got tougher, predators got stronger. When shells got thicker, jaws got sharper. This cycle, armored jaw, escalated until nature gave us its masterpiece, Dunkleosteus, a 30-foot armored monster with bite power strong enough to shear through steel. Its skull was a weapon, its body a fortress. And when scientists found its fossils, they discovered something chilling. Bite marks from other Dunkleosteus. When the ocean ran out of prey, these things turned on each other. It wasn't an ecosystem anymore. It was a feeding frenzy of titans. Here's what's wild. This pattern, giants replacing giants, kept repeating for hundreds of millions of years. Giant cephalopods ruled, then giant scorpions, then giant armored fish. Different species, same strategy: grow, dominate, devour, and just when it seemed the oceans couldn't get any deadlier, the reptiles arrived. Fast forward to the Cretaceous period and the seas were completely transformed. Warm, shallow waters stretched across the globe. Reefs exploded with life. And the new kings of the ocean weren't fish. They were reptiles. Meet the mosasaurs, the plesiosaurs, and the marine crocodiles. The apex predators of a planet gone mad. The Cretaceous ocean was a war zone of supersized monsters. To survive, you had to be huge. To hunt, you had to be a monster. And in the middle of all that chaos swam one of the strangest giants ever, Archelon, the largest turtle that ever lived. 13 feet long, flippers the size of surfboards, a shell wider than a car. It could cross entire oceans in a single migration, and yet even it wasn't safe. Mosasaurs hunted Archelon like whales hunt seals. This was nature at its most ruthless, where every giant was just another meal. But nothing lasts forever. The ocean's giants, from Endoceras to Archelon, all vanished. And the reason why comes down to one word: reset. When the asteroid struck 66 million years ago, it didn't just end the dinosaurs, it ended their entire world. The ecosystems that supported these monsters collapsed. The food chains that fed them broke. And just like that, the era of reptiles and colossal predators was over. The ocean started again from zero. This time, mammals took the stage. Our modern oceans are colder, leaner, and far more efficient. There's less room and less food for cold-blooded giants. Today, the apex predators are warm-blooded, fast, and intelligent. Orcas, sharks, sperm whales. Reptilian gigantism is gone, extinct, erased, and it's never coming back. Because evolution found a new recipe for power, not armor, not size, but speed, teamwork, and strategy. Still, the ghosts of those ancient monsters are everywhere. The leatherback turtle, a descendant of Archelon, still grows over 2,000 pounds. The giant squid stretches 40 feet long, and the blue whale, a warm-blooded mammal, has shattered every record, becoming the largest animal to ever live. Bigger than any Dunkleosteus, bigger than any mosasaur, bigger than any creature in Earth's history. Because the ocean never stops testing limits, the arms race never ended. It just changed players. For hundreds of millions of years, one rule has stayed the same. If you want to rule the ocean, you have to grow beyond fear. The sea rewards only extremes: strength, scale, and survival. And when the next great extinction hits, when Earth resets again, who knows what monsters will rise from the depths next? Maybe it'll be something with scales, maybe feathers. Maybe something we can't even imagine. But one thing's certain, the ocean will never stay quiet for long. Because beneath the waves, evolution is always watching, waiting, and planning its next giant. Now click the next video, and inside, it's about the creature that almost became Earth's next ocean god, and why nature stopped it at the last second.